It's session 7, right, in the journal?
Should be the last one on the very bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though we're on session 10, but yeah, it's session 7, I guess. What?
Yeah.
Well, I think you were supposed to do one too, bud, and you didn't. I don't think you did it.
Oh. Yeah, I might have missed one.
You definitely did, I think. Did you guys? I think you did. A couple
Yeah.
weeks ago?
It was the one when I think you went to church.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys can go ahead and introduce your characters, and we'll get this thing going, and then you can go last, bud, because you got the recap, so.
Okay.
Anybody?
Oh, my name is Corbin Dallas, and I will be your mage this evening.
Carbon Dallas.
I am Merrick, and I am the thief of the group.
I'm Lormar, your faithful cleric for the night.
That lives in a train yard?
And I am Zandak, the druid of the group. And do you want me to go ahead and do the recap real quick right now?
Yep, go for it, bud.
Last Sunday, or Saturday, our group, along with Thor the dwarf, began fighting the 2 trolls that were brought back to life from a mysterious gas. After a valiant effort, the trolls were cut from limb to limb, burned and defeated. In the room, we found a couple of gold statues, and after that we decided to rest. In the middle of the night, Merrick heard a noise from the north. He peeked, but he saw nothing, so he did nothing. When we woke up, Barry Bright saw Medusa in the next room and withstood her petrifying stare. Soon thereafter, a flesh golem appeared there too. We managed to defeat them quickly, and we found ourselves in a room with urns with strange markings and 3 portals, a room that Barry knew because he was here before. We entered the portal, and we were teleported in the rooms with the sarcophagus. The party decided to go back to Daggerford to give the information and the statue of Honey Boo Boo Darva there, and return thereafter. Unfortunately, since she was dead, the reward was only 250 gold pieces, and after that, Thor left in search for his son, Grit. Then we decided to sell the loot and split the profits we gathered from the dungeon. Finally, the group gets a little R&R at the end. And that's it.
That was a good recap. That's the Grecian Hammer. That sucks he had to take off from the game, but I mean I understand that he's 8 hours away, so which sucks. But now you guys got no more cart carrier.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, you guys are gonna need to make some concessions somewhere and hire you like a patsy or something and have them click coconuts walking behind you. I don't know. You have to do something. So, all right. So, you guys basically made your way back towards Daggerford. You had talked to Thor. He did depart from you. However, he did tell you that Illifarn would probably not be a place to venture with a small, ill-equipped party, because he doesn't. Well, you guys have known that the orcs and the dwarves have been basically mating for several generations now, and that's where you guys have the dwarks or the dorks, I guess, what you guys call them, and so. You have, he had told you that there are multiple levels to this, to Illifarn. It's an old elven, ruins that had been created by the elves many centuries ago, many ages ago. Then the dwarves moved in with a King Derwin, and after time, the dwarves literally could not populate enough to keep the population up within Illifarn to keep the orcs away. So the orcs actually literally pushed them out. The dwarves, 20 or 30 years later, I believe, they were able to push back with a good offensive with actually Derwin's brother, and I believe what was his name? Anyway, Derval eventually lost the kingship. Well, actually, never was really official or anything, but Derval's brother, literally over time, pushed the orcs back, and then the orcs pushed back again, and then they started breeding together, and that's how That's how Mount Illifarn is populated now. Now, he informs you that the first level is basically where all of the orcs dwell, and they're not too kind to anyone. Even the traders that come to Illifarn once in a while to deliver goods, they're not even kind to the traders that go there. But then then he informs you that there are also the dwarves that live there as well in the next layer, and then thirdly, which is a new inhabitant of the area, which is actually how you guys ran into him, was the Red Wizards of Thay. Now, the Red Wizards are living in there as well, as he tells you, and they have actually kind of purchased their way in. He also tells you that not the mines, but Illifarn itself is actually in a really bad state. Even going back to King Derwin, the original Dwarf King, they really never had a lot of money, and they never really amassed a lot of wealth to actually be able to continue upkeep on Illifarn. So it has gone downhill a lot since the dwarves have basically taken over Illifarn. And he has told you that since the actual Red Wizards of Thay have moved in, they've been able to place these runes throughout the actual entire complex of Illifarn, which is 3 levels. And these runes are what keeping it. That is what is keeping the ceiling, the walls, and everything stable. Because especially with the recence of the spell plague and everything, and the runes have actually been what's keeping it together. So you guys know that it's in bad shape. The dwarves, the orcs, and the Red Wizards are there. His son and several other orcs and dwarves were hired by the Red Wizards, including Boo Boo Darwa, that you guys actually turned in for a partial reward, because she was, basically petrified when you turned her in. And so you guys are, that's probably the way you need to go, because his son did find the key. His son ran off with the key after Darwa had broken the altar and traps were sprung and everybody just tried to get out of the way of the gas, and she was the one that couldn't. And now you guys are back in Daggerford. You've been at the Green Tankard Inn for several nights. You've gotten some R&R. You've been able to recover all your HP. You've been able to recover all of your spells. And I guess you guys have done some vendoring and consolidating on the loot as well. So this is where you're at, and what do you guys want to do? Just remember, you do not have your paladin with you, and your monk is no longer in the party. And actually, I'm gonna Boros, your monk. He had actually been delivered a message whenever you had gotten back to the Green Tankard Tavern that he has to go back to his homeland. So he has got on a horse and he has bid you farewell, and he has to head north and head back to the town of Luskin, which is north of Neverwinter. So he has bid you farewell and said maybe down the line our paths will cross again, and he rides off. And he thanks you for all the good times and all the treasure and everything else, and he has left the party.
I'd like to speak to our paladin friend if I could. Is he around?
Estival?
Estival, yeah.
Yeah, Estival is actually around. It is probably, you guys have been venturing around the town for several days now. You've been, like I said, you've been able to rest, relax, and it's starting to become dusk on the 3rd day that you've been back. And I guess you're going to go find Mr. Estival?
Yes.
Alright, so as the people of Daggerford know a good thing when they see it, folks wave as you pass by, and occasionally someone will buy you a drink toss you a freshly baked roll, or even point you out to a young child or unwed sibling. The town isn't much to look at, but the hospitality of its citizens is second to none. Captain Sherlin Miller of the town guard approaches you in the street. "Hey, you owe me a new sword!" And you remember, actually, the sheriff as when you first had gotten to Daggerford, when you had witnessed the execution of Alvarak, whatever his name was, Alvarak, you had actually noticed the sheriff was there with Estival, and you were there to find Estival. Estival had introduced you, and then he also had made the journey to Crom's Hold with the other soldiers to help defend against Thos the Black Dragon. Well, this is the actual sheriff, just in case you guys had forgotten actually who the sheriff was. So he goes, "Hey, you owe me a new sword there."
Say I do.
The captain breaks into a wide smile. "I'm just kidding, guys. I was hoping to catch that red wizard, what's her name, and get that reward. Guess you can't beat. I guess you beat me to it, huh? Well, I've really butchered that. I hear Lady Morwen has planned a feast in your honor, lucky bastards. Say, my shift has ended. How about I buy you guys a drink?" And as soon as he turns and kind of faces back towards the Green Tankard Tavern, several of the other guards come up to him, and the captain is interrupted. And the guards actually seem they actually seem really anxious. And they say, Captain, they need you on the east wall right away." And then he goes, "Did Hengist get drunk and fall over the the battlements again?" He goes, "No, the whole sky is turning orange." So the sheriff asks you to join him, and you all travel to the east wall, and you follow several guards as they skirt around the Duke's estate to the east wall, atop which you see a line of soldiers, their hands pressed atop battlements, their eyes looking outward. You clamber up a flight of stone steps to the crowded parapet, where an extraordinary view awaits you. The Delambir River snakes toward the eastern horizon, flanked by golden fields, green pastures, vast orchards, and rustic cottages. Off in the far sky to the east of the shining vale has turned a bright, hazy orange. "Must be a wildfire," shouts one of the guards. And actually, you notice that is the way that Thor had traveled, and that is actually the direction of where Mount Illifern is.
Oh no.
Seems very strange.
Captain Squeaky Chair here.
Hope Thor's okay.
We'll have to definitely check in on him once we go down there.
Yes. But I don't think that'll be today.
No, I think we lost track of Barry.
Well,
Yeah.
is Barry drunk again?
Yeah, Barry's drunk.
Oh my god, he's always doing this. We can't take him into a town.
Can't take
Gets
him anywhere.
drunk. Gets drunk, he passes out, we can't find him.
That's actually pretty good. I like that. That's pretty funny.
So I look at the captain and I say, "Captain, what do you guys intend to do about this?"
Well, we don't have the manpower to put that out, and thank goodness we are not actually within the forest. Basically, he just tells you that the old haunted forest, it's full of witches and elves, and let them deal with it, basically, is what the captain has said. After several minutes, the captain just kind of gets down from the ramparts, and he says, "Hey, you guys have an opportunity to have a dinner feast with the actual Lord of Daggerford. So if you guys want to attend that, he can escort you there. If not, if you've got other business to do, you can take care of that as well."
No, we'll meet up. I'll meet up with the Lord. I'll go with him when he goes to meet up with the Lord for this dinner.
All right, so you guys have about a half an hour, 45 minutes to actually get prepared. So whoever wants to go, everyone can, have plenty of time to get changed and whatnot. Get it into your nice traveling clothes, and so you don't look like a pure cutthroat. You still have your swords and partial weaponry on you. I mean, you're not wearing plate mail or anything at this point, so.
I'm putting on my ye old dwarf axe body spray.
Wah, wah, wah. I love that, though. Maybe we should put something up on your page with Axe body spray or something.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, Dragon? How you doing tonight,
It don't
man?
matter how you look as long as you smell good.
Oh, man. It kind of sucks. Barry's. You get back up to the Green Tankard Inn. You knock on his door, and you have a key. And you open up the door, and he's got company. He's got a half orc in there with him that I guess stayed the night with him. So her and he looks like they've been partying, and so you guys kind of shut the door there. Yeah, there's 4 or 5 bottles of, it looks like empty wine, and seems like he's out for the count. And he's got a half orc companion with him there. So you guys come out, leave him alone. You guys don't even try to. You say Barry, Barry a couple times, but he doesn't hear anything. He's oblivious to the world.
Well, he's not going anywhere. Might as well get ready for this dinner.
Might as well. And I take a piece of charcoal, and I draw like little dicks on his face and stuff while he's passed out.
Oh my
Corbin,
God!
that hurts.
No, you know what? That's what happens when you pass out. You know.
Pass out on your party, especially.
That's right. That's right. So, and when he wakes up, he has a bunch of little dicks on his forehead.
As he goes in the mirror and sees that, oh my gosh! You put lipstick on him, and
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
God. All right, so you guys get ready. The captain meets you, and actually she takes you to the keep within Daggerford. That's where Maudwin stays, and as you get to the door, several other guards come out and say, if your guests wish to festoon themselves with weapons, you're to leave them at the door, so you're not allowed to take your weapons with you. However, Lady Morrowind, she steps out, and she says, it seems our guests, if they wish to have their weapons, then they choose to have them. They are our guest of honor tonight, so they do not have to leave them at the door. So you guys are able to, have your weapons on you. So they're not actually taking them from you. And the guard says, yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. My apologies. And she goes, quit groveling. Basically, she seems like actually pretty cool compared to what you remember hearing about her brother, which is the actual Lord of Daggerford. She seems, pretty jovial.
Yes, I never go anywhere without my crossbow.
Well, I don't carry weapons, so I guess we'll be in good shape.
Well, she starts taking you through the castle, and it seems Lady Morrowind has forsaken the traditional dinner gown and jewelry in favor for an orange silk blouse and tan leather pants, and her white hair is cropped short. Although she has poise and stillness of a true noblewoman, her stride belies military training. My brother will be delighted to see you, she says. He wasn't sure you'd accept our invitation, but I reminded him that not every day is an adventure.
What was that girl that was with us at first, Dave? I'm sorry for interrupting.
The actual sheriff?
No, that girl the elf, half elf with the ear missing.
Oh, her name was Meechin.
Meechin, that's it. Dang on. I asked is the head of the guards with us still?
No, the sheriff actually, the sheriff has actually left. She left you as you guys were heading into the keep. But her name was Sherlin Miller. Captain Sherlin Miller.
Sherlin Miller, Captain.
Yep. And Meechin was the actual, one of the guards, the scout, supposed scout, that actually escorted you guys into the Lizard Marsh.
Right. So I asked them if I can get if there's any chance that I could get Meechum as my date for this evening's dinner. We're gonna arrange to let her off duty for a while to come eat with me.
To the sheriff. Well, the sheriff tells you that Meechin is actually out on a patrol tonight, actually out in the Lizard Marsh. So there's just that would be impossible. The time just maybe if he had some more notice or she had some more notice, she could have worked it out with the other watch captains, and they could have possibly had her join you on this festivities of tonight. Well, join you for the festivities.
All right.
As the lady, she's walking you through this castle, showing you portraits of families past and family members past and certain things that has been in the castle for many generations. She just basically makes small talk with you guys, and she seems to be sort of like like I was saying earlier, she seems to be like a normal type of person, but she is a noble, and you can definitely tell that she has some military training because she is walking and she is a beautiful woman, and you can actually notice that she's got several daggers actually attached to her leg, and one on the inside of her thigh and another one down on the lower part of her leg, several sticking out of her boots, and so it definitely looks like she's had military training before. So that is definitely what you notice of Lady Morwen.
I tell her it's a beautiful town they have.
Oh my gosh.
We've loved our stay so far.
Well,
the dragons and everything have been great.
She just kind of chuckles and she says to you, so the townsfolk think you've killed Thos. You've killed Thos the Black Dragon, do they?
Yes, they did.
She says, yes, I've heard the stories myself, and I don't think you guys would have spread that around the town, but I just kind of chuckle a little bit every time I hear the story. It seems to grow a little bit in length every time I hear it. So
I asked her if she's heard the songs that the bards are singing.
Oh, she's heard it all. She said, I even saw a puppet show. Did you see that by chance?
Oh yes, that was lovely.
She says, yeah, let's see. Everything you've done, you've killed Thos. You've killed Shanine, his mate. You've killed the entire Underdark. You've killed all of the lizardmen in the temple. Let's see, what else have you done? You've slayed dwarves. You've slayed just about everything under the sun. And now we're all saved here in Daggerford. That's what the town thinks, so...
When I explained to her how it's been kind of hard on us. That not that the inn isn't the prettiest inn that we've been to in quite a while, but it's just hard because we don't actually we have to move from room to room and stuff like that. It's making it kind of difficult for us to stay here in Daggerford just because we don't really have a place to stay. And we were wondering, or I was wondering, if there was any kind of more permanent housing that they might be able to put us up in.
Well, I'll tell you what. My brother had mentioned something to me about that, and that is something that you will have to bring up with him. I'm going to play it off like you didn't ask me that. But I think we will have something worked out for you and your group. And then she looks around. She asks, "Where's the other gentleman at? Didn't you have a group of 6? You're missing a few tonight."
And I explained to her that he is he's working on a chemistry experiment, pickling liver, and as soon as he gets done with that, he'll be around. And that our other compadre had to go. He was called back to his town on an emergency.
Yeah, he had to have a spiritual quest.
Oh, did he take the cart with him?
Oh, no. He left that here with us.
Oh, okay. So it's the old pickle liver experiment, huh?
Yeah, it's a new thing he's trying.
It seems like a lot of people are chemists in Daggerford, especially the ones that like to hang out at the Green Tankard.
Well, he's just branching out. He just started.
Wow. But yeah, she tells you that her brother had mentioned something to her about getting you guys a more permanent base of operation. That's if you choose to, you know, if you want to make Daggerford a permanent, you know, settlement of your group, your association, whatever you call yourselves is what, you know. She says, do you guys have a group name, or you guys just really don't have a name?
We are the Dirty Patriots. No, I'm kidding.
She says,
No, we don't really have a name.
We're almost there. She's walking up a really nice flight of stairs that's decorated with a carpentry that's stitched into the stairs, and several nice tapestries going up the final case leading up to the banquet room. And as you walk in, seated next to a tall window overlooking the castle courtyard, is Duke Maldwin Daggerford, a handsome man with a face that has not yet seen middle age, his neatly trimmed beard showing no signs of gray. Joining him for drinks are three other men. There's Lord Floshin, Sir Estival, and the Duke's half-elf huntmaster, Kelson Darktreader. All four are dressed in their finest clothes. As the Duke Kelson and Lord Floshin rise to greet you, Estival nods politely, but remains seated, one hand resting on the pommel of his cane. The Duke sips from a glass of wine, gestures towards the window, and smiles. Our view is to the west this evening, but it seems we have trouble to the east. I say we forget about it for one night and enjoy ourselves. What do you say about that? And he actually comes off to you as pretty stern. He really doesn't show a lot of emotion or anything like that. He just seems to be like a man of true business.
Yeah, I would love to partake in these fine refreshments.
Please have a seat. You know, he stands up and points towards 6 chairs, and he also says, so you're missing a few this evening. He goes, I hope they can join us later, perhaps during the festivities. And
I hope so too.
He claps his hands a few times, and several of the patrons that actually work for him come out, bring your dinner to you. It actually looks pretty good, actually. You're having your dinners including the finest potatoes from around Daggerford, also some finch, some sausages, and some other meats as well. And everyone digs in and starts eating.
I'm kind of curious and looking over to see if the druid's actually eating the meat.
Nah, I'm just going for the salads.
The salads! Can I get a salad? So, do you, like, when the servant comes up to you and brings your plate to you, what do you say to him there, Zandak?
I just say, no thanks, I don't eat meat. I'll just take a fine salad or something.
Fine salad.
Anything of that sort.
We will bring you out some more greens, prepared greens, and he takes his plate, rushes back, comes back several minutes later, and it's just like a whole array of different vegetables and fruits, and puts that down for you.
That's more like it.
Now I'm curious to see what the elf is eating.
Everybody is digging in, man. Everybody's eating. Nobody's.
Does Lormar actually eat meat? I don't know.
No.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Now is this?
Your finest salad, good sir.
Are we saying grace, or are we just chowing down?
God, these vegetarians, man.
So what are you doing?
No,
doing
we
the
must
old?
say grace first.
Well, what's so?
I guess we'll say grace.
Lord Morwen stops and goes, I apologize. I'm sorry. My apologies. And then he reaches over and slaps the hands of Estival, because he's basically buried his face into the plate. And he says, our guests tonight, they would like to say a prayer to their deity. Or deities, and Estival's like, yeah, okay, and he just continues to eat. And he's a paladin, so you know Zestival as a man of faith, Lormar, but he's just continually he's shoveling it down. Hey, what's up, Kanajo?